We don't have a ton of time left.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, do you have final thoughts on
Yes.
like
I have lots of thoughts.
final thoughts on like cloud-based CAD? Like maybe it doesn't have to be Onshape.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But like cloud-based CAD versus things like SolidWorks Creo, the old-fashioned things. How important is it to switch to cloud-based? What's that timeline like? What are the things that are holding us back,
I don't think it's necessarily the cloud itself. I think it's the collaboration. I think being able to get people's ideas together, not necessarily when they're in the same location. I think just being able to get more ideas working together, I think that's why cloud is important. It's not the fact that I'm actually doing the modeling in the cloud. It's not that I'm using a web browser that's important to me. It's the fact that I can do it with other people.
But
Yeah.
I don't know that there's a good way to do it with other people without it being in the cloud.
Right.
So-
I
okay.
totally
But that's the
understand.
point.
But
Right.
I don't think it's not the fact that it's in the cloud that's important. It's the fact that you can collaborate.
Right. Which requires it to be in the cloud. And
Yeah.
so it's okay. I got you.
Yeah.
But I also think that
I would like to be able to take something that I've been collaborating and say, okay, now I need to put this over here and let it render for 2 hours. Like I need to while I'm doing that, I'm commuting.
meaning like locally, like you. Or,
It'd be nice. Like right now, one of the things that's awesome about CAD is rendering. Like being able to make it look like it's in the real world and
Yeah.
get all that like texture.
yeah.
And that's not available in Onshape education because that's
Right.
all like high load
Right.
cloud computing. And if there was a way to take some of that and take it out of the cloud and
Yeah.
do some of that locally,
Yeah.
it would be nice. Or, you know what? Okay, we don't have access to rendering. Is there a way we can get like 10 renders a month? Like, is there something like,
yeah.
because otherwise you give a 10-year-old CAD, which seventh grade, they're teaching,
Yeah.
so 12-year-olds, they're going to want to render everything.
Right.
They want everything shiny, like,
Yeah. Mhm.
right? So maybe there's not enough cloud for that. But I think it'd be nice if there was a way to have some.
If you're making a part like every other week, and you're like, oh, I want this final
Right. Or
iteration.
just the time machine,
Yeah.
just that last thing, like,
Yeah.
because there is an aspect of engineering that is selling your design.
Yeah.
And there are ways to, put it into Blender or take it into another program and,
But it's
and
not
apply that.
integrated.
Yeah.
Or even just an offline mode, right? Like
Yeah.
right now with Onshape, you need an internet connection. And the great thing about Onshape, or one of the great things, is that, like I said before, you don't need to have a really powerful computer with a great processor and an expensive machine.
Right.
You just need a web browser and like some of it's being rendered on device, but not really the computationally expensive stuff.
Right.
But if you could then bring it into an offline mode, say you're on a plane, work on it, and then push it to the cloud. I think that's the next step. I don't know. That'd be cool.
I'm sure they've heard that. I'm sure they've thought about that. But
It's tough.
Yeah.
Because so Onshape's built on like versioning.
Yeah.
And if you pull something offline, you work on it, and somebody else is working on it in the cloud, now you have to rectify those changes.
you've lost your advantage. But yeah, there's always trade-offs, right? Everything we do has a trade-off. So.